Have you ever found yourself stuck in traffic on your morning commute, staring blankly at the bumper in front of you, and a question just hits you out of nowhere? Why am I really doing this? If you've ever felt like you're just going through the motions, grinding away at your 9 to 5, chasing a version of success that doesn't even feel like your own, or constantly trying to live up to the expectations on your Instagram feed, then you need to stop for a second and really listen. Because if the answer to that question is to impress someone else, to prove a hater wrong, to get your parents' approval, or to finally feel liked, then you are building the entire structure of your life on a foundation of sand. And I'm telling you from experience, that foundation is destined to crumble. There is a universe of difference between chasing a goal because it sets your soul on fire and chasing one because you want someone else to notice you. One builds you up, brick by brick, into someone stronger and more resilient. The other drains you, day by day, until you wake up one morning and don't even recognize the person staring back at you in the mirror. Every single day, we are faced with 1,000 choices. Some are small: what to eat for lunch, whether to hit snooze again, what to watch on Netflix. But others are massive, life-altering decisions: what career to pour your heart into, whether to stay in that relationship that feels comfortable but unfulfilling, or whether to take that terrifying leap of faith on a new business idea. But here's the raw truth. If you are not crystal clear on the why behind your choices, you will end up living a life that was designed by everyone else but you. It'll be a life that looks good on paper, but feels hollow on the inside. That's why understanding your purpose, your true, deep-down reason for being, isn't just some fluffy self-help idea. It's everything. It's the engine that drives you, the fuel that sustains you, and the compass that guides you when you feel lost in the dark.
Let's be brutally honest. Doing things for external approval is a deeply ingrained habit, a trap that's been set for us since we were kids. We were taught to be good, to get the gold star, to make our parents proud, to not rock the boat. We learned to be liked, and in the process, we slowly started to forget what it felt like to be authentic. We started living for the outside world, shaping our personalities based on the reactions we got. You post something online and you're immediately refreshing the page, checking the likes, hanging your self-worth on a digital number. You take a job not because it aligns with your passion, but because it has a prestigious title that will sound impressive at college reunions. You stay in a situation that makes you miserable because it makes sense to everyone else, even if it makes zero sense to your own heart. And that, right there, is where people lose themselves. That's the slow fade into a life of quiet desperation. But when you finally connect with your own why, a profound shift happens. You stop reacting to the world, and you start leading your own life. You begin to live intentionally. You wake up in the morning not looking for a round of applause from an invisible audience, but because you were genuinely excited to build something that means the world to you. That's where true, unshakable motivation comes from. It's not from someone else patting you on the back and telling you you're great, but from the deep inner knowing that you are on the right track. Even when no one is watching, even when it's hard, and even when no one claps. Let me give it to you straight. External validation is a drug. That little rush of praise, that notification, that compliment, it feels good for a second. But the problem with any drug is that you build a tolerance. You start needing more and more of it just to feel okay. And guess what? The world is not a reliable dealer. People get busy. People are inconsistent. People will forget to notice your hard work. By tying your self-worth to their applause, you're setting yourself up to feel invisible and resentful. The single most powerful thing you can do for your life is to shift your motivation inward. Do it for you. This isn't about becoming selfish, it's about becoming self-aware and sovereign. It means your precious energy, the most valuable resource you have, is directed toward things that genuinely matter to you. It means you are so grounded in your own values that the opinions of others become nothing more than background noise. You stop chasing approval and you start chasing alignment. And in that alignment, you will find a sense of peace and confidence that no amount of external praise can ever give you. That's when you truly start to grow, because you're no longer performing, you're living. I'll tell you something else. Life gets a whole lot simpler and more beautiful when you stop trying to impress everyone. The pressure just melts away. When you can get quiet, get brutally honest with yourself and ask, what do I truly want? What makes me proud of myself? Not your parents, not your friends, not your followers on social media, you. That single question is the key that unlocks everything. It's what puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. The answer might not come overnight. It might take time to peel back the layers of expectations you've internalized. But keep asking. Keep getting real with yourself. And when you find that why, your true, authentic why, hold onto it like your life depends on it. Because in a very real way, it does. It's the anchor that will hold you steady through the storms. It's the voice that will remind you why you started when you feel like giving up. It's the shield that will help you tune out the noise, block out the pressure, and stay laser focused on what truly matters. So if you're chasing something right now, I'm asking you to pause, just for a moment. Ask yourself, am I doing this for me or for them? And if the answer isn't you, it's time to realign. Because the most powerful, grounded, and genuinely successful version of yourself isn't doing it for the applause. They're doing it for the mission. They know their why, and they only need one person's approval, their own.
The fastest way to sabotage your own potential is to get caught in the comparison trap. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're mindlessly scrolling through social media before bed, you see someone's picture-perfect morning routine, their highlight reel of career wins, their flawless vacation photos, their brand new house, and suddenly, without you even realizing it, your own life starts to feel smaller, less impressive, less worthy. That's the trap. You start measuring your real life behind-the-scenes struggles against someone else's curated front-page story, and in doing so, you shrink yourself. Here's the secret no one tells you. Comparison is a natural human instinct, but in the modern world, it has become a dangerous, unchecked weapon against our own happiness. Our brains are wired to look around and see how we measure up. It's how we used to survive. But today, the information never stops. You are constantly bombarded with the best, most polished moments of millions of people's lives. It's filtered, it's posed, it's edited. And when you hold your real, messy, beautiful life up to someone else's edited highlight reel, of course you're going to feel like you're falling behind. But feeling behind is an illusion. You are not behind. You are not ahead. You are exactly where you need to be, on your own unique timeline, in your own unique chapter. The sooner you can internalize that truth, the sooner you will find peace. Because no amount of comparing yourself to someone else is going to get you 1 inch closer to your own purpose. In fact, it does the exact opposite. It rips you away from your own inner voice, your own path, and your own growth. When you're laser focused on what they have, you stop appreciating what you have. You stop celebrating your own progress. You downplay your wins. You start thinking, why even bother? I'll never be at their level. But that's the wrong question. The only question that matters is, am I further along than I was yesterday? Am I a little bit better, a little bit wiser, a little bit stronger than the person I was last year? That is how you measure progress, not by looking sideways at someone else's lane, but by looking forward on your own path. Comparison is the thief of joy, the killer of creativity, and the assassin of confidence. You want to know why so many people feel stuck, even when they seem to be doing all the right things? It's because they're not doing those things for themselves. They're doing them to keep up, to compete, to impress. And that is an exhausting, unsustainable way to live. You were not put on this earth to run in someone else's race. You were born to create your own.
the beautiful irony is that the more you focus on your own growth and your own journey, the less you care about what anyone else is doing. You don't need to compete when you are confident in your own alignment. You don't need to prove anything to anyone when you're genuinely proud of how far you've come. That's the breakthrough. That's the power of shifting your focus inward instead of outward. When you stop comparing, you start owning your journey. You start seeing your unique strengths. You start building from where you are with what you have instead of wishing you were somewhere else. Think about it. How much precious time and energy have you already wasted scrolling, watching, comparing, and doubting yourself? What could you build if you reinvested that time into yourself? What if instead of asking, why don't I have what they have, you started asking, what is one thing I can do today to move me closer to my own vision? That is the mindset shift that changes absolutely everything. You don't need to be the best in the world, you just need to be better than you were yesterday. That is the only competition that matters. Not with her, not with him, not with them, just with you. Stay in your lane, water your own grass. Cheer for others, absolutely, but don't you dare use their success as a weapon to doubt your own. The only person you are responsible for becoming is the person you were always meant to be, not a carbon copy of someone you admire, not a watered-down version that fits in, and not someone who wins the approval of strangers on the internet. Just you. Fully, unapologetically, authentically you. That is your superpower. That is your edge. That is what will make you unstoppable. So, the next time you catch yourself falling down that rabbit hole of comparison, take a deep breath, bring your focus back home to yourself. Remind yourself that their journey has absolutely nothing to do with your purpose, and then get back to work on yourself for yourself, because that is where the real magic happens. When you stop watching and start building, when you stop doubting and start believing, when you stop trying to be them and you finally, fully, and freely start being you.
There is something incredibly powerful that happens when you start to truly invest in yourself. I'm not talking about just buying things that give you a temporary buzz, a new outfit, the latest phone. I'm talking about a deep, meaningful investment in your growth, your mindset, your skills, and your healing. That kind of investment changes the entire game. It changes how you see yourself, how you make decisions, how you handle adversity, and how you show up in the world. Because when you start prioritizing yourself, you stop waiting for someone else to do it for you. Most people go through life not realizing this fundamental truth. You are your own most valuable asset. Not your job, not your car, not your house, you. Your mind, your energy, your habits, your health, your confidence, everything else in your life is built on that foundation. And if you neglect to build that foundation strong, everything else will eventually start to wobble. You want a more successful career? Start by investing in your discipline and your skills. You want a healthier, more loving relationship? Start by investing in your own self-worth and emotional intelligence. You want to feel a sense of inner peace? Start by investing in learning how to manage your own thoughts and emotions. It all comes back to you. The reason so many people feel stuck is that they're waiting for something external to change. They're waiting for the perfect opportunity, the right person, the lucky break. But the shift has to happen internally first. You can be handed the opportunity of a lifetime, but if your mindset isn't strong enough, if your habits aren't in place, if your confidence isn't there, you will find a way to sabotage it. That's why investing in yourself is the ultimate key. It prepares you for the very moments you've been praying for. It turns your potential into tangible progress. Let's break it down. Investing in yourself means doing the hard work that most people avoid. It means waking up a little earlier to work out, to meditate, to read, to plan your day, even when your bed feels warm and comfortable. It means choosing to read a book that will expand your mind instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media. It means finally setting those boundaries you've been afraid to set, having those tough conversations, and walking away from people and situations that drain your soul.
It means going to therapy to understand your triggers and break generational cycles. It means learning new skills, even if it makes you feel like a beginner again, and not letting your pride stand in the way of your progress. It's not always glamorous. In fact, most of the time, it's not, but it is always transformational. It's easy to spend your money on temporary fixes, but if you're using those things to numb yourself, to avoid the real inner work, you're just putting a fresh coat of paint on a cracked foundation. True investment is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your excuses. But that is precisely where your growth lies. When you consistently invest in yourself, you start to trust yourself more. You start to show up with a quiet certainty. You stop desperately seeking validation from others because you've already validated your own worth through your actions and your commitment to yourself. That's what builds real, unshakable confidence. Not empty affirmations in the mirror, but the discipline of showing up for yourself, day in and day out. You start to think differently, and that inevitably leads to living differently. And you begin to attract differently too. Because when you raise your standards for yourself, you naturally raise your standards for what and who you allow into your life. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop chasing people who don't see your value. You stop saying yes to things that don't align with your purpose. And in the space you create, better things inevitably flow in. Better relationships, better opportunities, and better results. The most successful, grounded, and fulfilled people you know didn't just get there by accident. They built it. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They kept going when no one was clapping. They invested their time, their energy, and their resources into becoming someone they were deeply proud of. And you have the exact same power. You don't need anyone's permission. You just need to decide right now that you are worth the effort. So start today. Start where you are. You don't need some grand, elaborate plan. Just take one more step. Read one chapter of that book. Sign up for that online course. Go for a 20-minute walk. Journal your thoughts for 10 minutes. Cut out one toxic habit. One step, one decision, one act of commitment to yourself. And then do it again tomorrow. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build a life that is solid from the inside out. Because in the end, no one else is responsible for your growth. No one else can do the work for you. But that's the good news. That means you hold all the power. You get to decide who you become. And when you start making choices from that place of self-respect and vision, that's when your entire world begins to change. Do it for the future you that will thank you for it. You are worth investing in.